SE has the top-notch hardware and all camera capabilities of 2016 with support of 2020 iOS 14. This phone not only has the excellent build quality but also an ionic design which is not found in the newer iPhones. So I've used this phone for 4 years, and even with such amazing specs, is the phone worth it for you in 2020? Let's find it out. This was the last iPhone to retain the headphone jack and last iPhone without an IP rating. This phone is the same as iPhone 6s but with body of 6-year-old flagship. Talking about the display, this phone has a 4-inch IPS LCD display with 640 x 1136 pixels. Yes, less than 720 pixels, but we'll get to that later. This is a super lightweight phone and is easily one-handed and comfortable than the new gen iPhones. This iPhone of course has a 5S body, so it's a first gen fingerprint, and it's not that bad, but it's a bit slower than the new iPhones. So talking about the chip, this phone runs on A9 Apple's chip with 2 gigs of RAM. 2 gigs of RAM might not seem a lot, but comparing the screen size and Apple's software, that's plenty enough. So this clip just proves that how Apple's A9 chip is still powerful enough to fuel for 2020 games at its latest. You can see very less frame drops, but the quality is really good. But still I suggest the gaming won't be that good because of its 4-inch screen. So iPhone SE does not have 3D touch, which I would have appreciated because this was a feature in iPhone 6s, but that's okay by me. And the Siri is also very responsive in this phone, so that's not a problem there. So talking about the battery, this phone has a battery of 1642 mAh and gives me around 2 hours of screen on time. This used to give me around 4 hours of screen on time, but that changed due to the software update, which I'll talk about in the conclusion, so stick around for that. And luckily I did not have to change the battery, and it still has around 84% battery health, so that's a bonus point. And there is a problem in the battery due to its software, which I'll discuss in the conclusion. So talking about the phone's camera, the phone has a 12 megapixel back camera, and of course the iconic power button. So the back camera can click videos up to 4K 30 FPS, and photos are average as it has a 12 megapixel sensor. Now talking about the front selfie camera, this phone has a 1.2 megapixel front selfie camera and can record videos up to 720p. The photos and the videos are not quite good, so you can just see for yourself. So this is iPhone SE's 12 megapixel back camera. It can record up to 4K 30 FPS, and as you can see, it does not have optical image stabilization, so the video quality might be a bit shaky. I'm shaking the phone and you can hear my voice. The sound quality looks a bit average. So guys, this is the front facing camera of 1.2 megapixels in iPhone SE, and as you can hear my voice, you can determine the quality too. So talking about the phone, is this phone still worth it for you in 2020? Hear me out. This phone might be worth it for you under some conditions. but mostly no. So firstly, why the phone can be worth it for you. Of course, firstly the reason is its iconic design. It's a really small phone and is compatible everywhere. It can fit in your pocket easily, you can take it everywhere, and it's really lightweight. And it still has headphone jack. It still has A9 chip, which is very capable in 2020, and multitasking and games are none of a problem here. So, it still also has Apple Pay and also iMessages, but that might not be the point that the phone might be worth it for you. So, why is it? So, talking about why the phone might not be worth it for you is firstly the display. This phone has got a 4-inch low resolution display, which many might not like and many might like, but I use a 6.4-inch Samsung phone, so I don't like a small display phone, so that's a personal preference there. And the display is really low resolution, which is not even 720p, so that's to keep in mind. And secondly, iOS 14. So as many people, I was really happy that this phone has iOS 14, but here's the catchy part. iOS 14 kills the phone. As soon as I downloaded the iOS 14, this phone's battery life went to shock. There's nothing much in iOS 14, but still, I had to charge this phone around 5 to 6 times a day because the battery drain was really big. And if that's the challenge you can take up, this phone is good for you. Thirdly, the compatibility. So here's the tricky part. 4 years ago, you didn't did that much that you do right now in these smartphones. Smartphones have got a huge evolution, and smartphones are used for different purposes now than it was used in 2015 or 2016. So this phone does not have much features, but is still powerful enough for your usage, and it has got battery problem. But if you can take that up, the phone might be good for you. So that's it. But I do not give you a shot buying this phone because sooner or later this phone's gonna run out. So that's the review. Thank you for viewing this video, and a like and sub to our channel would be really appreciated. And comment me what you didn't like. Peace out.